Hi, my name's Mark Bennett from markbennettguitar.co.uk, here for another free online guitar tutorial. This time we're looking at the concept of hammer-ons and pull-offs, which are obviously all important for soloing as per the demo just there. It's two separate skills, they obviously go together. We're going to do a little exercise which is going to work up each of the second, third and fourth fingers individually. We're going to be doing an exercise 1 to 2 and then going up with hammer-ons, coming back with pull-offs, 2 to 3 going up with hammer-ons, back with pull-offs, and 3 to 4 up with hammer-ons, back down with pull-offs, and we're going to work all the way up the neck. We're also going to incorporate the concept of a sweep stroke, which is the dragging of the pick across the strings on the way down like that, and on the way back as such. More of that in a second. Just so we know where what we're aiming for, I'll just give you a little bit of a demonstration. So the first one is first finger to second finger, hammer-ons on the way up, pull-offs on the way down, and we're going to work our way up the neck. So nice and slow to start. And then 1 to 3. And then 1 to 4. Etc. That gives you a little bit of an idea of what we're aiming towards. Okay, first things first, we'll have a little look at the hammer-ons. Nice and slow to start. As the name suggests, it is a hammer-on. We are hammering the higher finger down onto the neck to sound the second note. So you pick the first note, just get a little bit of view there, pick the first note, hammer, pick, hammer, pick, hammer, pick, hammer, etc. A couple of tips. Firstly, you want to have your finger end on. You need a lot of weight behind it, so not flat-fingered Guitar Hero style. Finger end on, close to the frets. This is probably about one of the only times where you actually just touching the fret will help you a little bit. You get a little bit more bang for your buck. Okay, so close to the frets, nice snappy action, and they've got to be even. So just to show you again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and just to show you the sweep stroke again at this end, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and if you're struggling with the sweep stroke, we'll just move away from the hammer-ons briefly for a second. The concept of the sweep is a nice controlled dragging of the pick. So, and a good way to get yourself moving on this is to actually have the timing in your head of the hammer-on. So counting like I was earlier, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and dragging down. And on the way back up, we're just reversing, we're trailing the pick behind the hand. I tend to come off my natural bracing position here. Everyone's slightly different on how they're going to do this, but just dragging back, again the pick angled, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a little tip, just going back to the hammer-ons, If you struggle to get the timing even, a lot of people say, yes, I can do hammer-ons when I ask them in my one-to-one lessons, and they come up with something like this. Yes, they can do hammer-ons, but they don't have the control that we need. So this is where sort of getting yourself moving with the sweep stroke first, just to get the concept of the sweep. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and on dead strings, and then straight to the exercise. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then you'll get yourself moving. Now what we're going to do at the end there, we're going to slide at 1 fret, and we're going to come back down the guitar, down musically I should say, doing pull-offs. So it's the exact opposite really. What we're doing, we're picking the high note, get a slightly better view there, pulling off, picking, pulling off, picking, pulling off. Okay, and the trick with this is a very light touch. Just to demonstrate, if I just go onto the 3rd finger here, I'm just going to move at 1 fret so you can actually see my finger on the dark wood there, rather than the inlay. If I pick the note, and that's what we're after, that's giving us a pull-off. Okay. Now some people think that that you need to do a big, long, heavy plucking action with the finger. We don't need such a heavy touch. We want a lighter touch because we want to be able to play fast. That's part of the whole reason for doing all this, fast and smooth. But to demonstrate the other extreme, if we just play the note and then literally just lift off, you'll hear a very, very light ghosting of the note. Not really enough to be usable. So we want to aid that a little bit with a very, very light touch. The way I describe it is we're blipping the string off the very end of the finger. So here we go. I'm going to pick the note, blip. So it's just the finger goes down onto the wood, below the string, and onto the next string, just resting onto the next string. So just to show you that from 3. Okay, so and again. An analogy I make, and I do tend to demonstrate it in my lessons, is the concept of tiddlywinks, where you, showing my age there, where you, 2 little bits of plastic, you flick the one against the other and it'll jump across the table. I think you probably visualise that. It's the same kind of technique here. I don't know if you can see that, but if you can do the same action with the pick there. Probably not particularly good view on that. That's it, and that's exactly what your finger is doing. So there we go. It's coming from the high note to the low note. So just to demonstrate that one more time, I'll come back. So pull-offs. And one thing you do need to watch as you go down to the lower sounding strings, there is a tendency to grab too much string and you end up with a bend, which we don't want. Bends are good when you do them by design. You don't want them creeping in here. So a lighter touch, quite a noticeable lighter touch as you go towards the bass end of the guitar. Just grab less string. So it's really quite a nice light touch. So if I just carry on through this exercise, we want to have even timing, even attack, throughout the whole exercise. So if I just demonstrate that, that's the first one, 1 to 2. If I demonstrate 1 to 3, 1, move up 1, pull-offs, up again, and then 1 to 4. Try and get both hands in shot there. 1 to 4. It's worth just mentioning at this point, if you don't do anything to compensate, your 4th finger will, because it's shorter, will be quite flat, less efficient. It's a weaker finger anyway, so it needs all the help it can get. So you want to bring your wrist forward very fractionally. Most people tend to do it fairly intuitively, so that you're a little bit more end on with the finger, you've got a nice bit of curve, it's not hitting it flat. You want to reach up for the fret as well, and you'll get a nice even attack. Pull-offs coming the other way, not really much harder with the little finger. It's the accuracy of the hammer. That's good. So that'll give you something to work towards. It doesn't take long to build those up speed-wise. Make sure the timing is slow and accurate, and even attack, even volume. That's great. So just get on with that and give it a go. I do a couple of other exercises with slightly more advanced hammer-on and pull-off exercises, which I will probably upload soon, so maybe stay tuned, keep an eye on the channel, and we can do the next stages. Have fun and enjoy. It'll move your solo playing on no end. You increase your fluidity of your playing, and you'll just get faster, and you'll be able to play the music in your head. Okay? Check back soon. Thanks very much.